It's Al Cole from CBS Radio, host of the syndicated talk show People of Distinction, cluing you in that in our 21st century, I'll tell you, products and services are sold through video. That's right, so sell it through video at Al Cole Enterprises and SAG 14 Production Company. You got it, and right now you got it too. Enjoy another outstanding audio clip from our international guest list, brought to you by Link Print and Media, featuring my son, the fantastic Benji Cole, on People of Distinction.
And on the line with us today, we have Mary Beth Hogland. We'll be discussing her fantastic book, Living in the Shadows, available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, pretty much wherever books are sold. But if you guys want to get everything that Mary has to offer, do yourself a favor and head directly to her personal site. That's marybethhogland.com. There, not only will you be able to find more information on Mary herself, but you'll find more information on this book, Living in the Shadows, as well as find hyperlinks set up to take you to the Amazon page for purchasing. So one more time, that's marybethhogland.com. And I will say, Mary was brought to our network, People of Distinction, today by some of the best movers in the business. Link Print and Media Publishing. So if you have a book that you'd like moved, move it through Link. You can find them at urlinkpublishing.com. And guys, listen, it is an absolute pleasure to have Mary here on the line because her book we're discussing, Living in the Shadows, it's a fictional narrative, okay? So first and foremost, it's created with the emphasis for entertainment. But what I love so much about it is even though it's a fictional narrative, there is an education that we're all going to be able to receive. And I'm so excited that we have Mary here on the line because, listen, she's the expert, okay? She's written the book. She's done the research. She's going to be able to articulate all of the nuances in the book much better than I ever could. Now, Mary, without further ado, Living in the Shadows. Tell us a little bit about your book.
When I was about 45, I decided I wanted to be a writer. And, of course, that sounds crazy, but I started writing, and I was always just enamored with murder mysteries. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to write the greatest murder mystery. And so I started writing it, and it really, every time I'd go back and read what I wrote and had written, it made me feel bad. It had this negative energy about it. So I said, well, that's not going to work. So I've always been a great fan of Elvis Presley. And, he had passed away at 1977. And so I thought, what if he actually had staged his death, like all the rumors say? What would he be doing? How would he have done it? What would he have found? So I came up with a fictional character named Eric Preston. And I went through all of that kind of analysis. He staged his death. He then goes and tries to find himself. He had always been, the center of attention. He is a superstar. When he'd walk into a room, everybody would stop talking and look at him, and he would feel their love and attention and know that he was special. Well, when he staged his death and went into living a life, all of that went away. I mean, he had to be incognito because he didn't want anyone to know, because he had actually had encountered some people that were trying to kill him before he had staged his death in the book. And so he goes through life and tries to start to know himself. Who is he really? Did people really love him for who he really was, or just because he is famous and could buy him nice gifts? So those were the things that he had to go through, was to find out who he really was. How did he deal with the anonymity of who he is now, and trying to find someone that would love him for just who he is. So Living in the Shadows, back to the title, Living in the Shadows, he had to live in the shadows and not out in fame and fortune, not in the spotlight. So that's where I kind of came up with the name.
It's Al Cole from CBS Radio, host of the syndicated talk show People of Distinction, cluing you in that in our 21st century, I'll tell you, products and services are sold through video. That's right, so sell it through video at Al Cole Enterprises and SAG 14 Production Company. You got it, and look forward to enjoying other outstanding audio clips from our international guest list, brought to you by UR-Link Print and Media, featuring my son, the fantastic Benji Cole, on People of Distinction.